Lately, something inside you has felt different, a strange shift you cannot fully explain. Some days you feel unusually sensitive, other days unusually strong. At times you feel lighter, almost elevated, yet moments later you feel heavy, tired, or overwhelmed. You may wonder if you are growing or regressing, awakening or simply imagining things. This confusion is not a sign of imbalance. It is a sign that you are experiencing something rare. The moment when your physical energy and your spiritual energy begin rising together. Most people never notice this stage. And because no one teaches us how to recognize it, many feel lost as it unfolds. If you have been struggling to understand what is happening within you, this is the exact video you need today. In this video, we are going to decode this powerful inner shift with clarity and simplicity. You will learn why your intuition is sharpening at the very same time your physical strength feels different. You will understand why you feel more open yet more protected, more grounded yet more elevated. We will walk through the 8 signs that reveal your two energies, physical and spiritual, are no longer fighting each other but beginning to rise in harmony. These signs may show up subtly, disguised as exhaustion, restlessness, sensitivity, or even confusion. But every one of them is evidence that your entire system is upgrading. Our goal today is to help you identify each sign, understand what it means, and recognize that nothing about your transformation is random. By the end of this video, you will no longer question whether something is wrong with you. You will understand that something extraordinary is happening through you. You will see your experiences with new clarity, generosity, and confidence. Instead of resisting your inner changes, you will begin supporting them. Instead of doubting your path, you will begin trusting it. Most importantly, you will realize that you are not just awakening spiritually, you are evolving into a complete, aligned being whose body and soul are finally working together. Once you recognize these 8 signs, everything in your journey begins to make sense. Stay with me until the end because today's message may become the confirmation you have been waiting for. If you can feel something awakening within you, make sure to subscribe to the channel right now. Don't miss any message that could help you understand your spiritual journey more clearly each day, because right now, we are stepping into the most important part, the moment where you will discover whether what you've been feeling is truly the sign of a deep awakening the universe has been preparing for you. Stay with me until the end, because today's message may change the way you see yourself. Section 1. Practices that once drained you now energize you. There was a time when the very practices meant to ground you, meditation, journaling, breathwork, or energy healing, left you feeling depleted. You would go inward, receive insight, experience emotional release, and yet afterward your body felt heavy, tired, or overstimulated. This exhaustion was not a failure. It was simply a sign that your spiritual evolution was progressing faster than your physical body could keep up. In the early stages of awakening, your energy field opens before your nervous system knows how to support the expansion, so the body interprets spiritual activation as strain. It is the equivalent of learning to hold a higher electrical current with wiring that is not yet fully strengthened. But now something unmistakable has shifted inside you. Instead of feeling drained, you finish your practices with an inner brightness that feels clean and stable. It is not the jittery charge of adrenaline or emotional excitement. It is a deeper vitality, a warmth that fills your body evenly, a clarity that settles in your mind, and a grounded presence that stays with you long after the practice ends. This change is the first sign that your physical and spiritual systems are no longer operating as separate layers. They are beginning to harmonize. Where you once burned energy to reach a meditative or intuitive state, you are now circulating energy through both your physical body and your spiritual field simultaneously. Your cells are no longer resisting spiritual input. They are learning to absorb it, hold it, and even amplify it. What once overwhelmed your system is now becoming nourishment. This is not a small shift. This is a powerful energetic upgrade. Your aura is no longer in a cycle of expansion followed by collapse. It is stabilizing. The leaks that once drained you are sealing. Your system is learning coherence. You may notice it in subtle ways. Your body sits longer without tension. Your breathing naturally deepens without conscious effort. Thoughts pass through with less resistance. The heaviness that once appeared after a session is replaced by a quiet strength that feels almost ancient, as though your body is finally catching up to what your soul has known all along. You are no longer trying to make your body keep up with your spiritual growth. Your body is now partnering with it, supporting, grounding, and anchoring the frequency you are learning to carry. This shift is not just about comfort. It marks the beginning of full energetic integration. When your body and spirit operate in harmony, the way you heal, the way you intuit, the way you connect, and the way you move through the world changes at the foundation. You no longer drain yourself to rise higher. You rise higher because your entire system can finally hold the light. Before we move forward, take a moment to reflect on what you just heard. Have you noticed these shifts within yourself? The practices that once left you tired now filling you with clarity, ease, and strength? These changes are not random. They are signs that your inner system is evolving in ways most people never recognize. I would love to hear your experience. Share your thoughts in the comments, or simply type, "I am rising into alignment," to affirm this stage of your awakening. Your reflection here will help anchor the energy as we enter the next stage of your transformation. Section 2. Heightened sensitivity without overwhelm. As your spiritual awareness expands, your sensitivity to the world around you naturally intensifies. You begin feeling the emotional temperature of a room the moment you walk in. You sense subtle tensions long before anyone speaks a word. You pick up energetic shifts in the air that others are completely unaware of. In earlier stages of your journey, this heightened sensitivity felt like both a gift and a burden. Crowded environments drained you within minutes. Certain people left you feeling tired, heavy, or emotionally scattered without understanding why. Every emotion around you seemed to slip into your system without permission, as if your boundaries were made of thin, porous fabric instead of strong, energetic skin. But something rare unfolds when your physical and spiritual energies rise at the same time and begin supporting one another. Your sensitivity does not disappear, instead, it evolves. You become more aware, yet less overwhelmed. You sense more, yet absorb far less. Your nervous system, once unsteady under the weight of emotional information, now begins to sense through your energetic field rather than through raw physical reaction. Instead of responding with anxiety, fatigue, or overstimulation, your body maintains a stable internal baseline. Awareness flows into a system that is regulated, grounded, and strong enough to hold what you perceive. This creates a profound shift in how you move through the world. You respond more slowly, more wisely, and with deliberate clarity. You witness energy without swallowing it whole. You observe emotions without confusing them with your own. You begin to distinguish between your internal truth and the outer noise that used to pull you off center. This is the beginning of spiritual maturity anchored in physical strength, a merging of inner sensitivity and grounded stability. You are no longer a sponge who absorbs everything, willingly or unwillingly. You are becoming a filter, a steady conduit of energy that chooses what to let in and what to let pass through. Your intuition sharpens, your body strengthens, and your awareness settles into a firm foundation. This level of alignment is one many seek but few reach, not because they lack ability, but because they often train only one half of themselves. You, however, are now operating with both systems, physical and spiritual, awake, attuned, and aligned. Section 3. Healing that sticks instead of fading. You have experienced emotional and spiritual breakthroughs before, those moments where you felt lifted, lighter, inspired, and almost reborn. But soon after, the heaviness returned, the clarity faded, the motivation slipped, and you wondered why something that felt so real didn't last. This happens when healing touches only the emotional body, while the physical body is still carrying the old patterns, the old contractions, the old memories stored in muscle and breath. Emotional release without physical integration can feel powerful in the moment, yet temporary in the days that follow. But now, something profoundly different is unfolding within you. Your healing is no longer evaporating with time. When you release old pain, the clarity remains. When you gain insight, it does not drift away, it anchors. Your habits begin shifting on their own, without force or discipline. Even your posture subtly reorganizes itself, as if your spine finally knows how to hold your new truth. Your breath grows deeper and steadier, not because you try, but because your system finally feels safe again. This is the rare and transformative stage when spiritual healing drops out of the emotional realm and embeds itself into the physical body. Old energetic patterns are no longer stuck in the space of emotion. They are moving into function. What used to be only an insight is becoming part of your wiring. What used to be an idea is becoming your lived physiology. After an energetic release, you may notice you sleep more deeply than before. You digest food more easily. Your skin may glow differently. There is a softness in your face, a steadiness in your eyes, a calmness in your voice. These are not random improvements or lucky shifts. These are physical signatures that your body is adjusting to a new frequency, evidence that your healing has moved from concept into embodiment. This is the true integration phase, where spiritual insight becomes physical truth. This is the moment when saying "I forgive" turns into "I breathe easier without effort." When saying "I let go" becomes "my chest is no longer tight." When "I am safe" transforms into "my nervous system feels grounded." Healing stops being something you chase or revisit. It becomes the environment you live inside, a natural state that your body, mind, and spirit now recognize as home. Section 4. Movement that feels like flow instead of force. There comes a moment in your evolution when movement no longer feels like an obligation, a task on your list, or something you push yourself to do out of guilt. Instead, your body begins to crave movement that feels like flow, the kind of motion that nourishes rather than drains, that opens your energy instead of compressing it, that brings you into harmony with yourself rather than pulling you away from your center. You may find yourself stretching without thinking, shaking off old tension, dancing intuitively to no music at all, or walking barefoot simply because the earth feels like medicine beneath your feet. These are not random impulses. They are signs, clear, undeniable signs that your physical body and your energetic body have finally begun speaking the same language. In earlier stages of your journey, physical activity and spiritual practice often felt like two separate worlds that rarely touched. Meditation belonged to one realm while working out belonged to another. You could pray or journal but still feel stiff. You could exercise but still feel energetically blocked. There was a subtle disconnect, a sense that your soul was awakening faster than your body could follow. But now that division is dissolving. You are moving with intention, with presence, with an awareness that each gesture is part of something deeper happening inside you. When you stretch, you feel the emotional tension loosening. When you walk, insights begin to surface, unforced and clear. When you shake, old stagnant energy breaks apart and moves out of your system. When you dance, your aura brightens and reorganizes itself. Physical movement becomes a spiritual tool, and spiritual sensitivity becomes a physical experience. The sacral and root centers, the places in you connected to stability, desire, grounding, and expression, begin to merge with the higher energetic centers that guide intuition, clarity, and purpose. This creates a new kind of harmony, one you may have never fully felt before. Your energy becomes fluid, alive, responsive. Your body recovers more quickly because it is no longer working against your spirit but moving with it. Injuries lessen because your movements are aligned rather than forced. Your intuition begins guiding your physicality, telling you what pace you need, what rhythm feels right, what kind of motion your body is calling for today. You become a living instrument, a moving channel, carrying energy through your gestures, through your breath, through the simple act of shifting your weight from one step to the next. And this is when movement stops being a chore. It becomes sacred. It becomes a daily conversation between your physical form and your energetic truth. Your spiritual evolution shows up as physical ease, physical strength, physical clarity. Your body finally mirrors the expansion your soul has been experiencing all along. This is full-spectrum evolution, the moment when you are no longer just healing your energy or strengthening your body, but allowing both to rise together in one continuous, effortless flow. Before we move forward, Take a moment to really feel what this shift means for you. Has movement in your life begun to feel more natural, more intuitive, more like a conversation between your body and your spirit? These changes may be subtle at first, but they mark a profound transformation in how your energy flows. I would love to hear your experience. Share your thoughts in the comments, or simply type, "I am rising in flow," to affirm your evolution. Your reflection prepares you for the next stage of this journey, where the changes within you become even clearer and even more powerful. Section 5. Change begins feeling natural instead of forced. There was a time in your life when every attempt to change felt like an uphill climb. You tried to eat differently, to meditate consistently, to think more clearly, to hold yourself to a higher standard, yet your body seemed to push back at every turn. You would set an intention, but cravings rose up like waves. You tried grounding practices, but fatigue pulled you down. You attempted to stay focused, and yet distraction tightened its grip. Your system wasn't failing you. It was simply overwhelmed by a frequency it wasn't yet strong enough to hold. Your spirit wanted to rise, but your physical body was still wired for an older version of you, one shaped by survival, habit, and emotional residue. But recently, something profound has begun to shift within you. Change no longer feels like a battle. It feels natural, even effortless. You make one small aligned choice and your body responds with agreement instead of resistance. You speak your truth and your throat remains open, steady, unshaken. You wake up earlier and your energy rises with you instead of working against you. This is the moment when your nervous system begins sensing in harmony with your spirit rather than fighting it. Growth stops feeling like a threat. Instead, your entire being starts recognizing it as safety, alignment, and home. Most people carry old resistance deep within their physical layers, in the breath that never fully expands, in muscles that stay clenched without reason, in a digestion that struggles when emotions get heavy, or in sleep patterns that reflect unresolved stress. When the body does not trust the soul, every step toward transformation feels like friction. But when the body finally understands that the soul is not dragging it into danger but guiding it toward liberation, everything changes. The breath deepens, muscle tension dissolves, the digestive system relaxes, inflammation settles, cravings lose their power. Energy that once spiked and crashed begins regulating itself with surprising ease. This is the shift you are sensing now. You are no longer wrestling with the older version of who you were. You are no longer trying to force yourself into a future that feels foreign. You are evolving in partnership with your highest self. Your body is no longer the barrier. It is becoming the bridge, the steady structure that supports your spirit's expansion. And for the first time in a long time, transformation feels less like effort and more like alignment, less like pulling, and more like remembering who you were always meant to become. Section 6. A presence that becomes naturally magnetic. There comes a moment in your evolution when something subtle yet unmistakable begins to shift. You walk into a room and people notice you not because you are the loudest voice, not because you demand attention, but because your energy has finally aligned with the truth of who you are. Your presence feels grounded. Your aura becomes steady. There is a natural magnetism around you that requires no performance and no effort. People lean in when you speak, and even when you remain silent, they can feel the strength and stability you hold. They sense the clarity in your posture, the calm in your breath, and the quiet confidence that surrounds you like a field of steady light. This may feel surprising because earlier in your journey, this was not your reality. You may have felt invisible, overlooked, or misunderstood. You may have been overly sensitive to the energy around you, easily drained or destabilized by the moods of others. Your aura was open but ungrounded, receptive but unprotected. You could sense everything, but you struggled to stay centered within yourself. It was as if your energy dissolved into the room, absorbing everything without boundaries. But now, something profound has matured within you. Your aura holds its shape. Your energy stays coherent. You no longer merge with the chaos or emotional noise of the environment. You can walk into a room full of intensity and remain anchored in your truth. You can feel what others feel without losing what you feel. This is the delicate balance, deep sensitivity without collapse, strong awareness without overwhelm. You become a presence others trust instinctively, because your stability is not forced, it is lived. This shift is not accidental. It is the natural result of inner coherence, your thoughts, emotions, body, and spirit finally moving in the same direction. You radiate authenticity without trying. You no longer need to explain your intentions, justify your feelings, or defend your choices. Your truth is no longer something you speak. It is something you embody, and others can feel it. People begin responding to you differently. Conversations flow with greater ease. Tension dissolves around you. Conflicts settle in your direction. Your grounded presence acts like spiritual gravity, a quiet force that steadies those who come near you. They sense that you cannot be manipulated, pressured, or pulled off center. They recognize your inner strength long before they understand it. This is a rare state, one that only emerges in those who evolve both spiritually and physically. It is the sign of someone whose energy field is no longer fragmented but whole, no longer reactive but sovereign. This is the moment when you stop chasing alignment and become the embodiment of it. Before we move forward, take a moment to feel what this shift means for you. Has your presence been changing in ways you can sense but can't fully explain? Do you notice people responding to you differently or feeling more drawn to your energy even when you say nothing at all? These subtle transformations are not coincidences, they are confirmations. If this resonates with you, let yourself reflect on it. I invite you to pause, breathe, and share your experience in the comments. Tell me what part of this awakening you recognize within yourself. Or simply type, "I am stepping into my true presence" to anchor this transformation. And if this message is speaking to your spirit, make sure to like this video so it reaches more people who may need it. Now, let's continue, because what comes next will help you understand this evolution on an even deeper level. Section 7. Stillness that follows you everywhere. There was a time in your early awakening when the only way you could access true peace was by escaping everything around you. You needed quiet rooms, empty spaces, gentle energy, or long periods of solitude just to feel balanced. Crowds scattered your attention. Even small disruptions could shake your inner stability. Your calm depended entirely on the conditions around you, and if the environment shifted, your sense of safety shifted with it. But something profound has begun to change within you. You are starting to experience a stillness that is no longer situational. It no longer depends on perfect surroundings, ideal timing, or the absence of conflict. Instead, this stillness rises from within your own system, meeting the world with an inner steadiness that remains with you, whether you are moving or resting, speaking or listening, surrounded by chaos or walking alone in silence. You are discovering that stillness is not a place you go to. It is a state of being you carry. You can feel this calm in your breath, which settles naturally without effort. You can sense it in your posture, which holds its center even when the environment is busy or loud. You can hear it in your thoughts, which slow down, deepen, and organize themselves with clarity. You no longer need silence to feel spiritual because your spirit has become your silence. You no longer need isolation to feel safe because safety now lives inside your nervous system instead of outside of you. Your physical body and your energetic body are finally sensing in harmony, creating a quiet that no external circumstance can disturb. Many people continue to oscillate between extremes, either overstimulated and overwhelmed, or completely withdrawn and isolated because their energies have not yet integrated. They are either fully wide open or fully shut down, constantly searching for environments that temporarily regulate what has not yet found its foundation within. This is why their peace is fragile and easily lost. But when stillness becomes your baseline, you stop swinging between survival modes. You stop managing peace and begin embodying it. You realize that you no longer need to leave the world to feel aligned. Instead, you bring alignment into the world. Your presence becomes the regulating force. Your energy becomes the stable field. Your inner quiet becomes the anchor that holds you steady regardless of where you are or who you are with. This is what true evolution feels like, when inner stillness stops being something you chase and becomes something you live. It follows you into conversations, into challenges, into movement, into uncertainty. Everywhere you go, your inner world remains spacious, grounded, and clear. And that is when you know you have crossed into a new level of integration, one that cannot be undone. You are no longer chasing emotional highs or running from emotional lows. You are no longer swinging between moments of clarity and cycles of collapse. Something far more profound has taken root within you. You have stepped into a state of steady inner coherence, a phase where your emotions no longer storm, your thoughts no longer scatter, and your spirit no longer fractures under pressure. Instead, everything within you begins to move in the same direction. Your breath slows, your mind clears, your presence anchors, your body finally rises into alignment with your spirit. This is the unmistakable sign that your physical and spiritual energies have matured together. You no longer leak energy the moment life becomes intense. You no longer reach for temporary enlightenment that fades after a day or two. You no longer rely on inspiration alone to feel connected. Now, you hold your energy. You embody your truth. You occupy your own power without apology. You do not simply feel spiritual, you feel whole, integrated, and undeniably grounded in who you are becoming. And if you are feeling this shift inside you, even if it is subtle, quiet, or new, then this moment matters. It means you are entering a chapter of life where clarity does not flicker, where peace does not depend on circumstances, and where your power is no longer borrowed from the outside world. It is generated from within you. If these words resonate, if something in your spirit is saying yes, then anchor this truth right now by writing this in the comments. I am aligned, grounded, and growing. Type it clearly. Claim it. Declare it. Let it become a statement your future self rises from. And before you go, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs this message, and subscribe so you never miss the next step of your evolution.